What's going on out there, folks? Rooster here in Tennessee, Rooster Radio Connection, where we have been successfully blowing up some more shit today. Just kidding, but not really. This Palomar 300A sitting in front of us here. I got this one and a lot of stuff that I bought recently. There's a tag on top of it, 42 KN6s, so I'm assuming they've converted it to 42 KN6s. If you don't know, this is the power supply, has the transformer in it, plugs into the back of this, which we would call the RF deck, has the tubes in it. They operate with a high and low. On low, it is let's see if I have this right. On low, it's a high drive amp. It turns off the driver tubes. You can hit it with like 100 watts or so. On high, it's a 2 drive and 4 low drive amp. So we had it on high, was testing it with my little Cobra 21 GTL. It does about 25, 35 watts PEP. And we're actually seeing some good power out of it. It was doing some good power for a brief moment, and then it arced inside the RF deck over here. I'm guessing a tube flashed over, but when it did it blew the fuse. So keep that in mind with this amp. The transformer and everything was working good. I'll tell you guys, when I powered it up, the transformer kicked in pretty hard, which I've had some of these before that worked. That's kind of normal for these. You'd have like a thud when it kicked in, just a boom, which again, with these, that's fairly normal. And again, the amp was doing power, blew the fuse. Obviously, when it did that, I hadn't replaced the fuse in it, messed with it. I'm guessing it has a bad tube in it, okay? That is my prediction with it, that it has a bad tube that flashed over, because the tubes are right here, and this is the area that it flashed, that it arced and popped in. So it popped, you could see a tube flash. I'm guessing that's what happened. It could be something else, but I would be under the assumption that's what's wrong with it. Again, it was doing power before it did this, but I don't pretend to be a tube amp expert, tube amp repairman or anything like that. I've got all kinds of tube amps over here that probably need repaired, that'll be sold kind of as is. I just happen to have this one hooked up right now, so I'm just putting it out there. I sold 2 or 3 RF decks a couple weeks ago and some power supplies that I think needed repaired. I think maybe two or three of them need repaired. I can't remember. And the guys that bought those, so it's 2 separate people bought them. One guy bought the RF decks, one guy bought the power supplies, and I can't remember who. One of them was asking me if I had any more of this stuff, and I can't remember who, but I'll make somebody a decent deal on this. It's got the 42 KN6 tubes in it, I assume. I would have to take the tubes out and pack them separately, and then obviously wrap the transformer up real well, and then wrap the RF deck up real well. But I'll make somebody a deal on it. Again, I've already said this, probably driving it in the ground, beating the dead horse. I believe all that's wrong with it is it had a tube flash over. And that happens sometimes when they sit for a while. Again, I let it run for probably half the day today, maybe longer, and it was doing fine, and did some power when I first put some drive to it, then just there it went. So Palomar 300A as is. If you're interested in it, let me know. I'll try to get it listed up on the website, roostercb.com, under used and special items. Guys, I've got all kinds of more used stuff to go through. Some of this stuff will be like this. It'll be parts only or repair. Some good equipment coming up. Some deals, some cheap radios, some higher end radios. There's going to be a mix of a lot of different stuff. Some old stuff, new stuff. You just don't never know. So trying to stay caught up and take a little bit of free time I have to get some of this used stuff up out of here, because I know people enjoy buying it too. Not everybody wants to buy brand new stuff. So Palomar 300A, there it is. It is what it is. Let me know what you guys think about it. Rooster in Tennessee, roostercb.com. Everybody have a good day, good evening. We'll see you. Bye. Bye.